Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here. I wanted to share with you some very interesting information for Pick 3 of North Carolina. So I went back quite a few days and I just wanted to share with you again, if you guys are paying attention to these triple sevens, false triple sevens and twos, there could be hits literally on top or under those numbers, and they're sitting right in front of our faces. So let's start with, I'm going to walk it back April 4th. Okay, we're going to go there. April 4th. April 4th, we had a hit of 839. Okay, so I used that. I'm using the 317 rundown. Now, if you're new, maybe you don't know how to count them out. They're very simple. You're going to add each of these numbers down the columns. Okay, so for the first column, we would add 3 all the way down. So 3 plus 8 is 11. We are only going to use one. Our ones place, okay, when we get to our 2-digit numbers. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Only use your 0, okay, the number in the ones place. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Just use your 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8, okay. So with that said, once you add everything together, the number you start with 8 should be the number you end with 8. Okay. And then you're going to add 1 all the way down the second column, 7 all the way down the third column. All right. So now look at here. I want to share with you something. Look at these triple sevens here. Okay. Sometimes they could be triple twos, but right now I just want you to pay attention. I noticed there were hits literally coming on top. Okay, so let me break it down. You had a hit of 465 that came the next evening. Okay, so let's see. If you go here, you're going to see a 456 wrapped right around that 7. If you notice 460, okay, make sure you know how to mirror, because 456 wrapped around it as well. You can also catch 654 going straight up. So you have that hit coming a couple ways. So when you see your triple sevens, you know, whatever lays across it, 460, you may want to use that. 654, you may want to use that. Okay, but also make sure you pay attention to your triple twos. Okay, the numbers there. All right, like that 915, 109 that wraps around that. Pay attention to those numbers. Okay, because they could come, and they can come in days ahead. Okay, so with that said, there was another hit in the same area. It came the next day. Look at this. Look at these double sevens. Okay, so you literally have 2 different pattern formations. I noticed their pairs are coming above when they're on the right side or left side. Pay attention when they're just double sevens, when they're not attached to it like a wing out here. Okay, you see this 603, okay, 603, 036, that came the next midday. Yep. So when you're seeing that, and I'll show you some more, pay attention. So these are very hot areas. Okay, I thought it was too good to be true. So I'm going to go ahead to the April 5th. The hit was 603 in North Carolina. Okay, I saw a 772. Now I tell you guys, when you see false trips, pay attention to them. Okay, we had that on our live Friday for our member only live stream. Okay, I was talking about this deep. I said that 465 is looking hot. It's sitting on top of that false trip, right? It came out the next draw, April 5th evening. Okay, came right there, and the number set straight across. So when you see these that go straight across, pay attention to the numbers on top and the bottom. Okay, 465 could have been hot, 089, but also look at your mirrors, like that 227, 910, 534. Okay, because we just had that 910 hit on April 8th. Okay, so pay attention to that. I should have marked that. Okay, I should have marked it. That's okay. We're going to keep it moving here. All right, so now the next thing, we're going to go just going down the line. April 5th evening, you guys had a 227. Okay, so you have this 910. Again, I know that came April 8th. sitting on top. But there's also a 906 here. Okay. This 906 came April 8th as 069. So it was a couple days, but that was telling you, hey, make sure you pay close attention to this. But this 069 also here confirmed it. Let's go down another day, April 6th. You had your 277 here, 960. Okay. So what am I telling you? Sometimes this is something you may want to think of. Let me go back a little bit. You see how we had this 456, 460, and then it came out 465 straight. That's letting you know, this is letting you know this is the precursor, and this is like saying, hey, get ready to jump on it. Okay, let's look at this 910906, right? You see it here, but you see the 960 came right back. It was telling you get ready to jump on it, and it came out 069. It took a couple days, but it's letting you know, it's almost reconfirming the numbers that you may want to stay paying attention to. Okay, let's go to April 7th. 226 was the hit. Now, watch this. I know we were looking at our triples and false trips and that. Remember, I told you sometimes when the 2-2s or 7-7s are standing alone, pay attention to them. So 2-2 on top is your hot pairs. Okay. So from here, you got 910, and then you have your 916. Okay. Now pay attention. Those could have been options for you guys, right? Well, we all know what hit. There's a couple things that came out. And actually there was 2 hits that came out. Oh, wow. The 90091 came out the next day. Okay. The evening. The 069, which I did not even loop around. 069 came out the next day. This was that 960 approaching. Okay. So things are traveling, things are moving. Pay attention. When you start seeing, this is what I'm talking about, patterns. And it may not make sense. You're like, why does everything have to come around to Tuesday? So, honey, I don't know. I know whatever you keep seeing, those are patterns for your state, and you have to lock in and study. Okay. So when you see them by themselves, that's this 2-2. You can also have done the 7-7. Okay, whatever numbers is sitting on top, pay attention. Okay, you notice how this 910, 109, it wraps itself around the 2, confirming it again. Y'all see what I'm saying? So pay attention to this stuff. There, when I say this, it's in our face, it's in our face. All right, let's go to another one. Let's go to April 8th evening. Now here, I would have thought 084 could have been hot, right? But again, they can do a couple things. That's why I'm showing you 2 different ways to look at this, right? This 84 was hot. 84. Now, normally they were doing stuff on top. And you see the 60 pair, it played, but it didn't have a 060 attached to it, the other. So be careful with that. But I'm going to share with you a hot tip right after we're done. So now we have this 849. Remember, if they're on the right side or left side, on top or the bottom, those are your first 2 numbers, and then pair them off with the other numbers that are beneath that or on top of that. Like 849, 841. All right. It did it here again. 849, 841. Why am I showing this to you? Because 498 hit April 9th evening. So a lot of times they're duplicating themselves before they actually hit. Okay? That means stay on them, stay alert. Okay? Stay on them, stay alert. So you have several patterns going on just using the 2s and the 7s. Isn't that cool? So take your time with this stuff, okay? Now, another thing I was saying, because a lot of them, the hits like the pairs, hot pairs, were coming on top. Then I noticed some of them were coming on the bottom. I want you to pay attention to this little trick here. Now, if you see, look at your 7s here. You notice the 7 goes up. That's where your hot pair should be up. It should be on top. Did you catch that? You see where the extension is? It's going up, so your pairs or the numbers around should be going up in this area. Now here is interesting. The 2, 2, they went up as well. Okay, why? Because that 2 is going up. You see that extended 2 right here? Pay attention. That's letting you know this is the hot area you want to stay in case you don't want to do numbers below or numbers above it. Okay. Now here is where there was a change because they were doing under, right? Well, watch this. 7, 7, it goes down. So that means the numbers here. Pay attention to these areas. It did the same thing. You don't see the 2, but it's down here. That's letting you know, shift your eye down this way. Yes, 8, 9, 4, 8, 9, 4. So hopefully these tips are helping you guys. I know it's definitely an eye opener for me and how I'm looking at numbers. South Carolina has something very similar that I just put out. So you guys in South Carolina, make sure you check that video out. It's hot. These 7s and 2s are giving out serious patterns. I can never guarantee what's going to happen, but pay close attention. Okay, I hope that helps North Carolina. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next video.